Happy Halloween, everyone! Welcome back to the channel. Every Halloween, we like to talk about things that scare us. Ghosts, ghouls, and the unknown. And in my profession, there's one question that is the taboo. The ultimate taboo. The one everyone wants to ask, but is terrified to hear the answer to. Can you see death in my BaZi chart? And today on this Halloween special, we're not shying away from it. We're going to talk about it. As a professional practitioner in this area, I'm going to pull back the curtain and show you exactly what we look for when we analyze the periods of extreme, any life-threatening risks. This isn't some crystal ball fantasy. This is about cold, hard, elemental calculation. So let's talk about how to read a death cycle. So first, let's get one thing clear. There's no single death day you stump on your chart. So there's no death note where I write someone's name on it. It's not a ticking clock. If anyone tells you that you would die on March 5th, 2042, run away, okay? That's not how it works. A death cycle in a BaZi is not a single point in time. It's a period of converging. It's a perfect storm where multiple layers of the chart align in the most negative possible way, putting your body, mind, spirit under unbearable stress. We're looking for a converging of three things. Number one will be your natal chart, your birth chart, any hidden weaknesses. For example, like how high your baseline is in the calculation. That's the starting point for us. The second thing we look at is your 10-year luck pillar, your bigger luck cycle, the Darwin. These activate certain weaknesses, so we look for those. The third thing we look at your annual luck pillar, the Liuyan, the annual luck cycle that we talk about sometime in the zodiac cycle, but you also have your own personal luck cycle. These will be the final triggering point if anything were to happen to you. When all three of these items lines up, that's when a practitioner would flag a certain year as a high-risk year versus a regular year. Now, we've done a couple of these already on this channel. We read a different celebrity, even like presidential candidates in the past, how we project how well they would do. But the same method will show when they would die too. And in my own practice, when I analyze a client's life, I don't just look at the 10-year pillar. I look for the 20-year mega cycle. That's defining the whole era of their life. These 20 years period can bring you spectacular wealth, or they can bring you down to your knee. These are the most significant clues leading to a potential death cycle. It's about extreme imbalances. So the first example would be, let's say a client was born in the middle of summer. The daymaster quarter itself, fire. And the chart is raging, infernal wood and fire. That's already out of balance. And then we look at the luck pillar. Let's say from age 40 to 60, it's the 20-year cycle. That's wood and fire. What does wood do? Wood feeds on fire. So for 20 years, the universe just throw gasoline on the bonfire. This is what we call a burnout cycle. The fire becomes so toxic that it's a classic indicator for severe life-threatening health crisis, like a sudden heart attack, massive stroke, aneurysm, or other complete burnout of your body's organs. This 20-year period is a high danger zone. So it's very likely this person would die young in the 40s, or right when they turn 40 into the new cycle. Now let's take the opposite. A client was born dead in the winter. The chart is frozen, dark ocean and water and metal. The daymaster is a tiny weak spark of fire. That already struggling to survive. You throw all that water and metal in it, then they enter a mega 20-year cycle. And you guess it, more metal and water. Metal creates water. So for 20 years, their chart is a tsunami. The tiny spark of life-giving fire is extinguished. This is a classic drowning cycle that can manifest into terminal kidney failure, severe clinical depression, which could lead to people taking their own life, disease of like blood or total collapse of immune system. So again, this 20-year period is a death cycle in the making. So does a person in one of these 20-year cycles just drop dead? No, they're vulnerable. They're walking on a tightrope for 20 years. The true high alert red flag death prediction moment comes when the annual pillar, the specific year that comes as a final executioner. Let's take our overheating person. They're 20 years fire cycle. They're sick, they have high blood pressure, but they're managing. Then the year of the horse arrives. A year of pure, intense fire. Bam! That's the trigger. The 20-year cycle set the trap. The annual pillar sprung in. That specific year is when the heart attack is going to strike. When the stroke is most likely to happen. That is the year I would circle in red color in the chart. This is a year your only job is to survive. Now this is the most important part. Does the perfect storm literally mean physical death? In ancient time, the probability was extremely high because you can die pretty easy back in the day. But today, the answer, it depends on the era. So let's example. Let's bring up this person's chart. I've been studying him. So this person was born in 1919 in the midst of winter, almost more than 100 years ago. And I doubt any of my viewers are alive back then. But this is a good case study where we study from the past. History can tell us a lot of things, especially chart from the people that pass away. We can look at the entire life and see what happened to them and then validate some of our calculation, which will help us project into the future of our own or anyone else around you. So as you can see, he entered his luck phase at the age 4, around 1923. In the US, it would be the Great Depression time. China would be around when the Civil Wars is happening. So in good time, I would project this person to struggle early in life. Like this metal cycle showcase that he's going to struggle. And then he's going to clean himself up in this latest cycle, wood and fire, where they project into a future career and have a nice retirement. That would be the prediction. And then he would live until like maybe 94. That's when the cutoff happens. Death cycle. Perfectly normal projection. But we also got to look at one thing. What happened here? World War II. Guess what happened though? You're a young man turning 18 during that period. You probably end up in the war as a male. And this is actually where his life's cut off. Right around this cycle in his 20s. Because of the circumstances he was born into. But if you were to take the same chart and same birthday, but born on like 1989, that person hit the same terrible 20-year cycle in 2010. Do they die? Probably not, because the context of the era is different. The death cycle today might not manifest as a bullet, but as a financial death. Devastating bankruptcy, life-altering chronic disease, severe heart disease, and still death, but death in their old age, later in life, a death in their career, a death in their health. But thanks to modern medicine, they can get a triple bypass, and thanks to society's safety net, they might avoid starvation. So that was the death probability in 1940, which becomes a poverty or chronic illness probability today. And death is often a metaphor, but the suffering and the challenges are just as real. So on this Halloween, what is the takeaway? Are we doomed by our chart? Absolutely not. The purpose of BaZi is not to scare you. The purpose is to empower you. A death cycle is just a prediction of a period of extreme vulnerability. It's like a weather report. And if you know a spiritual hurricane is coming in 5 years, what do? Do you just stand on the beach and wait? No, you build a storm shelter. And my job as a practitioner isn't to be a Green Reaper, it's to be a strategist. When I see that 20-year flooding cycle on a client's horizon, we spend the 10 years before that strengthen their fire and the earth element. We get the finance in order. We get them into therapy. We get them a full medical checkup. Knowledge is your armor, and your body chart is the map that shows you exactly when you need to wear it. Now, I know these are very deep and complex stuff. The past couple minutes can give you the concept, but it can never replace a full confidential analysis of your own unique chart. If you're serious about understanding your own map, not just the death cycle, but more importantly, your wealth cycle and your opportunity cycles, I do offer the private consultation. The scariest thing is the unknown, and the consultation will turn the lights on. You can find the link to book an appointment in the description below. Now, I hope this Halloween special give you more insight than fear. Let me know in the comments below, do you find this topic frightening or fascinating? Thank you for being so brave and watching with me today. Hit the like button and subscribe for more deep dive, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay safe out there.